today's video, how going from looking like this to looking like this is impacted by both your alcohol consumption and your caffeine consumption, and how I'm gonna help you reach your goals. Guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I wanna break down how we undergo physique changes. Most of us are interested in looking a little bit like this, right? This is me pretty recently. And I came from looking like this. And one of the major changes I made was between my alcohol consumption and my caffeine consumption. I want to talk about the positives, negatives of both, and how we can adjust our approach to things to ensure that we're getting the most out of our physique and working towards our goals. Now, if you guys want help working towards your goals, until July, we have registration open for our 90-day transformation challenge. Look at Drea. She was our last champion. Look at Stephanie. She came in second. I haven't interviewed our male winners yet, but I'm going to put some pictures of the men from the competition here. Listen, guys, nutrition plans, including vegan options, training plans, including at home. It's open worldwide. We're giving away $25,000 cash money. And I just want to get you in there, be a part of our community. We're going to answer your questions. You're going to talk to our coaches. We're going to do live videos every week because information is the power that is going to help you guys reach your physique. So I want to talk to you guys about kind of a theory I've come up with. Over the years, I've been entering physique competitions now for the better part of 15 years, and something that I've correlated with success and looking my absolute best and feeling my absolute best is that I notice two things. My alcohol consumption goes down, my caffeine consumption goes up. And both can be, a discussion, because there are schools of thought that, okay, it's okay to consume alcohol while you're focused on fat loss or muscle building. And hey, there's such a thing as too much caffeine, of course. So let's talk about the role that we're trying to avoid and we're trying to get the benefit from. First things first, what does alcohol do to our body? You guys have probably all heard this, but alcohol, as soon as we ingest any alcohol, it is seen as a toxin, and our liver immediately takes that ethanol and tries to get rid of it by breaking it down into various things that the body can then excrete. While this is happening, lots of things change, okay? Including a reduction in glucose metabolism and probably an uptake in body fat due to the fact that cortisol increases. What is cortisol, guys? Cortisol is our stress hormone, okay? Cortisol can do things like lower testosterone, increase fat storage. So it sounds like a lot of bad stuff is going on here, but ultimately, if you're controlling your alcohol consumption, it might not be that bad. Why? Because to store more body fat, you have to overconsume calories. Now, alcohol does have 7 calories per gram, so it does have an inherent amount of calories if we consider it the 4th macronutrient, but it probably doesn't have any benefits for us, especially over a long period of time. So if you are trying to look your absolute best, it may be a good idea to consider removing alcohol. So I made a decision about 6 months ago that I was not going to have any alcohol for an entire year. Why? Am I an alcoholic? No. I am a social drinker. I am out with my friends. I'm going to have 2 margaritas. I'm sitting by the pool with my friends. I'm going to have 2 margaritas. You notice the theme there? Yeah, I like tequila, but I'll have a glass of red wine too. Me and my wife have a little wine collection, so we'll have a sip of wine here and there. That wine collection has been stagnant for a while because we're not drinking it right now. But the idea is that being social requires a little social lubricant, right? Having a couple drinks, what does that do? That loosens us up. We're a little more free. We laugh a little louder. We talk a little longer. But it can also lead to some detrimental side effects. And I think one of the biggest ones is like a couple too many drinks. You might overconsume alcohol. Your inhibition is going to be lowered, which can be great if you're on a date, if you know what I'm saying. But it might not be great if your goals are physique related, because it might lead to a place where we're going to eat a little more, have another drink, stay out a little too late. Alcohol also impairs sleep. So not only do they have the acute effect of its negative impact on your cortisol and some of your hormones, but it also has an effect on your recovery. So if you have an event, if you have something coming up, and if you're trying to be a physique athlete, I promise you, your daily routine is going to involve training, it's going to involve cardio, and it's going to involve very strict nutrition adherence so that your performance is high. So the effect that alcohol has on the body can be very difficult to recover from. And in fact, the leaner you get and the more elite of an athlete you are, I find that it really starts to negatively impact things. Sometimes not even in the area where, okay, it looks like we should be in a caloric deficit, but when you have these downstream effects that are negatively affecting your metabolism, negatively affecting insulin resistance, there can be some fat storage and some things going on, and it can also correlate to potentially having a little bit less free testosterone. So I'm going to link a bunch of studies below for you guys if you're interested in the research. I don't want to bore you too much with the details, but I just want to talk about the effects that having less alcohol can have on you. And I want to talk about what the benefits are of a little extra caffeine. So if we're going to replace our alcohol with caffeine, why would we do that? Well, first things first, a lot of the pressure to drink alcohol comes in social situations. And so I find when I'm out with my friends and everyone's doing a shot, everyone's having a beer, everyone's having a wine, if you don't partake in that, you'll start to get questions. Oh, you can have just one. Why don't you just have a drink? And honestly, sometimes if you're out with people that are a little bit buzzed, a little bit drunk, that can seem like something where it's difficult to deal with unless you are on the same level. So how did I do this? The first time I ever dieted for a bodybuilding show, I was 32 years old. I was a social drinker. I had a really great social life, a great group of friends in Orlando, Florida, and we were going out 2 to 3 nights a week, especially around weekends and big events, right? So what did I do? Well, I found a little hack. I would have the bartender pour me a sugar-free Red Bull, put it in a glass with ice, and I would just drink that all night. Now, this had a couple effects. One, nobody bothered me all night. I had a drink in my hand, so I was, a part of the crew. However, here are a list of some of the benefits that caffeine consumption can have. And I think when I show you this list, you're going to understand the real benefits, especially when you're in a social situation. It increases energy availability. It decreases mental fatigue. It decreases the sense of effort. It enhances physical performance. It increases alertfulness, wakefulness. It quickens reactions. It increases the ability to concentrate. It enhances short-term memory, and it also increases the ability to solve problems. So if you are in the evening and you're not having a drink, fatigue can set in. And so this will actually allow you to kind of be quick and enjoy the night. Now, the real benefit when I started doing this at 32 was I noticed that on Saturday night when all my friends were out till 1, 2 in the morning consuming alcohol, and even when I did it, I would notice that the Saturday morning or the Sunday morning after would be a complete waste, right? It's dragging to get out of bed. It's feeling run down. But when I started doing caffeine and staying out with my friends, I woke up ready to go. I would often get up and go to the gym and do some training and cook some food before they even started their day. I also noticed the benefit to my bank account because alcohol can be quite expensive, especially when you're on a budget. But that's not the point here. The point here is that not only was I not consuming alcohol at night due to the peer pressure, I was also benefiting in the days following. So if you think of physical fitness and fat loss and muscle building as a situation where you're collecting bricks and building the foundation, every chance that you get to put a brick in that foundation, such as avoiding lack of sleep, avoiding, lack of recovery and improving your performance. So I was up and going great on the weekends, and I returned to my normal routine going back to work during the week, and I felt great. I wasn't trying to catch up on my sleep, catch up on my recovery. So there is a profound benefit to swapping out your caffeine for alcohol, right? You want to get rid of the alcohol. Now, am I saying that I'm so righteous that I'm never going to drink again? Absolutely not. There will come a time and a place when I'm going to drink, but I'm going to take an entire year off, guys, and I'm going to document it for you. I'm actually going to get some blood work done here in the near future. So I'm going to show you what sub 10% body fat can look like at 47 years old, and I'm a lifetime natural athlete, right? Never taken anything. And so I want to make sure that I'm in a healthy place, but I can tell you this. The reason I don't get my blood work done more often is because I feel amazing, right? Blood work is an acute look at something that's going on. If you're not having any chronic problems, I've never really found the need. I had my blood work done when I was 40, just because I had turned 40 and I want to make sure I was healthy. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to get some blood work done in the near future, and I'll share those results with you guys. And I'm also going to be looking to optimize, so I'm going to share with you guys my plans for how I'm going to optimize my body, my life. But I just want to show you it's possible. Going from looking like this to where do I look like this? This is me at 47 years old, probably the best shape, the best health, the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I can certainly say that there was a positive impact of cutting out alcohol and increasing my caffeine intake along the way. All right, guys, talk to you tomorrow.